Building $1 million e-commerce business is actually pretty easy if you have a plan. And in today's video, I want to share with you the plan that I've copied from the billion-dollar brands that I've worked in. You see, I've been in e-commerce for around 15 years, and I noticed that of all the brands I worked in that turned over billions of dollars a year, they all followed the exact same plan. So I picked up that plan, I implemented it into my own store, and I was able to turn over $1 million in under 18 months. So I've written that plan down, and I wanted to share with you in this video today exactly how you can use the same plan. So I'm going to put the camera on my tripod. I'm going to take you through it on the whiteboard now. So let's go through the plan on how to get to $1 million a year in your e-commerce business. So this is probably you right now. You're here and you don't necessarily have the money that you want to have. Where you want to get to is all the way across here to $1 million a year. Okay, that's the goal of this video. Now, there's a couple of things that you're probably doing right now. You're on YouTube, you're watching all the gurus, and they're telling you lots of different things. This is what they're telling you. One of them is telling you to start Facebook ads. Okay, Facebook ads are the way to go. Instagram ads are the way to go. And someone else is saying, no, you need to do TikTok ads. And someone else is saying, no, you need to do SEO. And then someone else is saying, no, you need to do email. Okay, this is you're probably getting familiar with this one here. And then they might be saying, no, actually Pinterest is where it's at. Or Google. And you're most likely you're most likely feeling really overwhelmed. Okay, and you're not sure what to do. So what you're probably doing is you're starting Facebook ads and you're not getting the results that you want, so you stop that. Then we start again. Not getting results that you want, you stop that. You try this one, and the results are too slow, so you give up on that. You try email, and you give up on that. Okay? And then over time, as you try all these new things, more and more time goes along, and it takes it harder to get to this $1 million plan. Okay? And what we're doing is we're starting and we're stopping, we're starting and we're stopping, which means we never really gain any momentum. And the reason is because no one thing by itself is going to get you the results that you want. We need to use them all together, but we can't do them all at the same time. And this is what I learned when I worked in some of the brands that I worked in, but it's also the exact same strategy I rolled out in my stores. So what I want to do today, we'll cross these out because we don't need those at this stage. What I want to do today is I want to give you the plan that encompasses most of these strategies and the strategies that just work to get you to $1 million, and also give you the roadmap of how you do it. Now, if you try and do all of these things, none of them are going to work very well. So we only want to do the ones that really go well. Now, the challenge is that when you hear from gurus or people on YouTube, they will show you the strategies for where they are in their season. And what I mean by that is they may already be at $2, $3, $4 million a year, where some of these strategies might work for them. What I want you to think about is just do the basics and do them well, because if we try and do too much, we're just not going to do anything very good at all. Okay, so I'm going to show you the strategies that is going to be perfect and the roadmap. Okay, so let me just wipe this off. I'm back because I had to find this. Okay, let me get this one here. Okay, so we have a goal. That goal is 1 million. So let's just set that as our first goal. Once we hit that, then we can go 10, 20, we can move it. 1 million is the hardest to get, by the way. So let's do it this way. What I realized when I was launching my stores is that there's really 3 areas to an e-commerce business. The first one is traffic. Traffic is how we get people to visit our store. Where do we get them to our store? The second thing is conversions. So once we get people to our store, what are we doing to make them buy from us? And the third part is operations. Or we could use a cool word and we'll use scale, because everyone wants to scale, okay? But at the end of the day, it's just operations. So if we chunk our business up into these 3 areas and have a think about the activities that you're doing, where are you focusing your time? Is it in traffic? Is it in conversions? Or is it in scaling or operations? Okay, typically we all sit around this traffic piece and we run these ads and we don't get any sales because we forget about the conversions piece. Or we might get the conversions, but we don't know how to operate the business, which means we get customers that are sad and then the business falls over. Okay? So what we need to make sure we're doing is that we are driving traffic to a well-converting website that can scale, and then we can repeat the process. If we get that right, then we can just continue to snowball it and turn it into $1 million. So in order to do this, there's a couple of key strategies that you're going to need to put in place to get to $1 million. Let's start with traffic first. Because if we don't have traffic, we can't convert anything. So when it comes to traffic, these are the three things that you need to do. The first one is you're going to need to pay for traffic. Now, if you pay for traffic, that means they get to you sooner. They get to you earlier and you can make sales quicker. Now, two strategies that we highly recommend for paid traffic that work consistently. One is Meta ads and two is Google. They're the only two you need to do. Meta ads is a channel that creates brand awareness. So it's top of the funnel. It lets people know about your product. It gets their attention. Google ads is where we capture attention. It's where people go to when they have intent to purchase. Now we need to have a combination of both Meta and Google to really do well. Don't start thinking about TikTok. Don't start thinking about anything else. These are the channels that actually work. Now the next one is what we call owning our traffic. Owning our traffic is where we have a channel where we can talk directly to our customer. So we can pick up the phone, we can send them an email, we can post on social media. This means that we don't rely on a third-party platform to manage the traffic for us. We're renting the traffic here off Google and Meta. Here, we're actually capturing the data so we can talk to them. So the two ways that we recommend you do here is one is email marketing. And then the other one is social content. Now the thing with owning, you can't do that straight out of the bat. You need to make sure that you have your email acquisition program in place. So that's having pop-ups on your store, capturing people's data. So if we're paying for customers to come to our store, we want to make sure we're capturing their data so that we can continue to talk to them time and time again. Now this gets them fast, this gets them medium. Now the third thing we need to do is we need to then earn our traffic. And this is where we implement SEO and we implement referrals. Now, earning traffic is the slowest way to get traffic. It takes time. It's like planting a seed. We plant the seed, we water it, we put fertilizer on it, and it grows and it fruits in the future. Now, as you can see here, we've got fast, medium, slow. The mistake that people make is they only choose one of these channels. Okay? They might choose the paid and they get the customers now, but they can't get them back. Okay? Or they choose this one and it takes a while to build your email database or build your social media following. Or they choose this one and they wonder why it doesn't work because it takes too long. So we need to do a combination of these, and we only want to do two in each of these so that we get them right and we do them well. Okay? So we do it that way. That's how we get traffic. We pay for them, we own them, and we earn them, and we just keep repeating that process. Now when it comes to conversions, in order to convert, we're going to need a product. Now, I'm guessing you've got a product. So we're not going to go into winning products or anything like that. But if you've got a product market fit, you're solving a problem that someone has, or you've got a product that has a want or a need that's different in the market, I'm going to assume that you're all good. So there's two things you need to work on here. The first one is your PDP, or sales page. That's the page, the product description page. PDP stands for product detail, product description page, okay? That needs to be dialed in because that's the place where people make the decision to buy. We need to have great images, we need to have great descriptions, we need to remove all risks, we need to put guarantees in place. This is the part where they decide to click add to cart or don't. So if you waste time on that, you ain't going to get any sales and all this is a waste of time. Then what we've got to do is we've got to get value out of that customer. How do we make sure they're spending as much money as possible with us when they click that add to cart? This includes upsells, cross-sells, all those sorts of things. We want to increase the AOV. The second thing is your platform. We want to make sure that we have a great shop that's going to sell. Okay, we want to make sure that it's all set up perfectly. Two areas that we want to have here. We want to make sure that we have the right theme and apps. Okay, we need to make sure we don't have too many apps, we're not using a cheap theme, we're using a premium theme. This is a business, we need to invest in the theme. It's like if you opened a shop front, you're not going to go and not paint the walls and put good shelves in there. You're going to spend some money on that store. We need to make sure that we invest in a good theme and we have the right apps. And then what we need to make sure we're doing is continual optimization. So CRO, conversion rate optimization. We have to continually look at our stats, see where people are leaving, see where they're bouncing, see where they're buying, and improve our business that way. And then the final part of conversions is support. Now, imagine when you go into a retail store and you walk in there, imagine there was no people in there, there was no servers, there was no one actually helping you. What are you going to do? You're going to walk out because there's no one there to help you. The same applies for an online store. We need to give great service and support. So in order to do that, we need to have a good customer service, and we also need to get feedback from our customers. Okay? So we need to be able to talk to our customers proactively, learn what works, learn what doesn't work, and then improve on that with our feedback. Feedback is one of the number one things that I've seen improve conversion rates. If you listen to why customers aren't buying and you change those things and you put them on your store, then it's going to improve your conversion rates. Feedback is super important. You also want to be there to service them. I see so many e-commerce stores where they hide behind the store and they don't put themselves in front. The ones that win have phone numbers, they have addresses, they have live chat, they have all the things, because customers want to be confident that they can get in contact with someone if something goes wrong. Okay? So that's that one. Now let's get into the operations piece, and this part is the secret. Let's go down here. Break it up into 3 again. So the first one is numbers. Now the great thing about e-commerce is that we can see all the numbers that we want, but we cannot scale an e-commerce store if we don't understand the first thing about numbers, which is our economics. We need to know the economics of our business. We need to understand our gross margin. We need to understand our net margin. We need to understand our operating expenses. We need to understand all those things, because if we don't know that, we can't spend more money. Okay? If we don't know that, then we can't improve our customer service. We can't invest in our platform. So understanding your economics is the key to growth when it comes to scaling. Okay? Now, as a rule of thumb, we recommend 60 to 70% gross margin, because that's going to give you enough money left over to pay on ads, run your business. Then we're going to need to know analytics. Okay? We're going to need to know our bounce rates. We're going to need to know our checkout funnels. We're going to need to know all the parts of the business and understand how they leak. So in Shopify, super easy. We can see our checkout funnel. In Google Analytics, we can see all those sort of things. We need to know these numbers because we need to plug the leaks where they are. We need to know what's working. We need to know what's not working. The second part is a plan. We need to make sure we have a plan in place, because if failure to plan is a plan, what is that? Plan is a failure to plan is plan. I don't even know. You know what I mean? If you don't plan, you can't grow. You know, we can't just go day by day and hope. We have to make sure we know where we're going and how we're going to get there. And this is the plan anyway. So in order to plan, we need to know what marketing we're doing, having a good marketing plan. You should know what you're doing next month. You should know what you're doing in 2 months' time. You should know exactly what marketing is happening. And then we'll have a growth plan. What initiatives do you have in place in your store to increase your conversion rate? What initiatives do you have in store to get more traffic? Now, a growth plan could be something like, this month I'm going to start Google ads. I'm going to let that work. And then the following month I'm going to start Meta ads. And then I'm going to let that work. And then by that time I should have started collecting email addresses. Okay, great. Well, now we're growing. This is our growth plan. I'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. We have our social content. We're going to start doing that. We then do our SEO. We then do referrals. And this is the plan. And the way we see it work is over time. Actually, I'll finish off this and then I'll go into the growth plan for you. And then the final piece of the puzzle is expand. We expand, I'm sure you've guessed it, 2 ways. Is by having the right team and capabilities around us. We can't expand without the right people, the right team, the right community, the right mentors. And then we want to expand on how we fulfill our orders. And what I mean by that is, are we only selling in one region? Are we only selling on one marketplace? Are we only selling on Shopify? We could easily double our business if we sell globally, or triple, quadruple our business. Okay? Maybe we could just turn on our Amazon products, or maybe we could open another Shopify store. Okay? So this team is exactly how we grow our business. We make sure we get the right traffic in place. We roll this out. We have the right conversions in place. We operate and scale. And make sure you take a photo of that because I'm just about to rub it off. So the way the growth plan works is like this. We have a year. Okay, this is our year. This is Jan, Feb, December. Okay, now you can start this year whenever you like, it doesn't really matter. But we break the growth plan up into 3 areas. One is traffic, conversions, and ops. Okay, this is how we break it up. And what we want to do is over the year, we just planned out this way. And if we think back to the ecom operating system I just showed you, we basically just implement each of these strategies throughout the year to help you grow your business. So maybe in month 1, we might do Meta, we might do our PDP, and we might do our ecom economics. Okay, pretty simple. We do that for a month. Then we move on to the next thing. We might start kicking in Google. We might do our AOV, and we might do analytics. Okay? And what happens here is these compound time and time and time again. So throughout the whole year, you're just stacking these things on top of each other. You're not trying to do them all at once. And if we get that right, then by the end of the year, 2 things are going to happen. One is you're going to have a really solid e-commerce system in place. And 2, we're going to see an increase in sales. Well, actually, the third thing that happens is we learn, I was going to swear then, we learn a lot of things that we know what doesn't work and what does work on our e-commerce business, which means we can tweak and twist and turn and learn, okay? So let's just say we get through here and we've now done email and we've done SEO as an example. What we might learn is, okay, email didn't really work so well here. So what we're going to do in this month is we're going to optimize our email. Okay? And maybe in this month, this didn't work. So in here, we might do, improve Google. Or we might say at this point, we're going to hire an expert. Actually, yeah, no, there's in ops. Okay? So you see what we're doing there? We just stick to the same plan, but we roll it out for the first time. We learn what works, we learn what doesn't work, and then we just continue to reiterate and just make it better and better every time. You see, success and running e-commerce businesses and getting to $1 million is just doing the same things over and over again, but just getting better at it. That's going to get you to $1 million really easy. Not trying new fandangle things, trying to get the quick win. It's about just doing the basics and doing them well. I hope you like this video. That's exactly how I grow my stores. It's how we teach the people in the e-commerce academy exactly how they can get $2 million a year. If you did like this video, make sure you do subscribe. I'm going to do a little bit more like this. If you did want to be part of our e-com academy, there'll be a link down below. Feel free to join and we will help roll this out into your business.